Something insane is happening in the Premier League right now. It's crazy because we're only like a few weeks away from the end of the season. And technically speaking, one of the biggest clubs in England could actually be getting relegated. Tottenham, mental. West Ham, Forest, Leeds, Wolves, Burnley. Oof. When you look at the fixtures, you start to realize that this is really, really bad for Tottenham, to be totally honest. And I think it's about to get even worse. Guys, welcome back to the Football Rap Show. I'm your host, Rai. Today, we're going to have a look at the relegation battle. But not just at the table. I wanted to have a look at fixtures and who's got the hardest fixture list, what's the easiest path to being kept in the Premier League and continuing to be safe, who is actually in the most danger. Because at the moment, it's not random. This relegation is going to be decided by some moments of brilliance. Like, there's a lot of pressure, and I think the fixtures are going to have a lot to do with who actually ends up staying in the Premier League. Let's be real though. Firstly, Wolves and Burnley, I believe they're gone. That kind of leaves just one spot out of 4 teams. So there's 4 teams that are fighting for survival. One spot where one of them is going down. And that's where everything kind of changes, because when you look at the fixtures, not all survival chances are equal. Like, some people have some stupidly crazy runs now to the end of the season, and it's going to be difficult. But here's the key things that you need to understand. The relegation battle is not about who's the best team now. It's about who has the better run, who has the better fixtures. And right now, some teams walking into a nightmare. Others may be getting a lifeline. Let's start with Tottenham. Let's start with the Hotspurs, because for them it's kind of scary. Their next games: Sunderland away, Brighton at home, Wolves away, and that's like just the start of it. They still have to play against Aston Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, Everton. That's a brutal run. You've got like their direct relegation battle rivals, Wolves and Leeds, in there. And some other teams that are like Chelsea, they're chasing European spots. This is a bit of a perfect storm. Here's the problem though. They have not won in months. So you're asking a team that has no confidence to suddenly win massive games while they're under massive pressure. And that's why it's so dangerous. Let's look at West Ham, because their fixtures look a lot easier. It's not like is it a trap or is it actually easy? They've got Wolves. That could be huge points for them. Got Crystal Palace away, Everton at home. Then it gets kind of nasty. Brentford away. That's not an easy away game. Arsenal, Newcastle, and then they have Leeds on the final day. Is this the worst run? Is that the worst last fixtures for West Ham? To be honest, I think the start of it is very winnable. I think who did they have first? I think Wolves is winnable. I think Palace is winnable. I think Everton at home is winnable. I think Brentford is winnable, but it's a difficult game. Arsenal, I don't think you're winning that. Newcastle, depends on what Newcastle turn up. And then they've got Leeds on the final day, which again it's a winnable game, but it's tough because they're relegation opponents. If they don't pick up the easier points, then yeah, I think West Ham, they're finished. I think they're gone. Championship. That's it. You got to look at who else? Nottingham Forest. Their fixture list is Aston Villa, Burnley, Sunderland. That's a big opportunity for them to pick up some points. But then they've got Newcastle, they've got Chelsea, Newcastle, then Manchester United. They're not beating my team. I'm telling you now. You hear it first. Not beating my team. They'll probably beat us now. I said that, but you know what I mean. Forest season's coming down to one thing. Can they beat the teams that they should beat? Nottingham Forest last season, they was incredible. They done really, really well. Can they beat the teams that can they beat Burnley? Can they beat Sunderland? They should be being competitive with those sort of teams, to be honest, in my opinion. If they don't beat Sunderland, I think the bigger games they'll be punished in. And I don't think that they're going to be able to hang on. Here's the team that I would give the best chance of staying up. Leeds. Look at this, man. They've got Wolves at home. They should beat them. They've got Burnley at home. They should beat them. Bournemouth away is a difficult game. But I think that they could, even if they make a point, that will be massive. Then they've got 2 games. The 2 games against teams that look like they're already going down. But then it flips. It kind of goes the other way. They've got Tottenham away. Now, Tottenham I don't think they've won it. They haven't won a game this season. And then they've got West Ham away. It's gonna be gonna be good because Leeds could literally decide the relegation battle. If they go and lose against Tottenham or beat West Ham, Tottenham will stay up. If they flip that and they do it the opposite way, then West Ham could. It's so close. It's so close. But I feel like Leeds can control who goes down now. Personally, that's what I think anyway. And this is everything. The head-to-head games, West Ham versus Wolves, Leeds versus Burnley, Spurs versus Leeds, West Ham versus Leeds. I think that's all the final day. So this can go to the last day. We could not know who's guaranteed to go down until the final day of the season. That's not normal. It's not normal games. These are like season defining, and it's the last game of the season. Win one of these and you can stay up. Lose it, you can go down in the championship. It's actually mental. So when you combine form, confidence, and fixtures, here's what I would say is going to happen. I think Wolves will go down. Even though they've started to pick up points, I just think they've left it way too late. And the mountain that they now need to climb to stay in the Premier League is too high. And I can't see them doing it. Burnley, I think they've been very hit and miss, to be totally honest. I think they gave a good account of themselves in the Premier League at the beginning of the Premier League. But it's kind of been downhill. And then the final team that's going down. I'm kind of split on this. My heart is telling me that West Ham will go down. My head is telling me that Tottenham will go down. Whoever goes down, it's gonna be a massive shock. Either way. But West Ham, they're running. I think it's a bit. They're late fixtures. I think it's a bit deceptive. And if they don't start these games fast, they won't survive. The pressure will be too much for them. Tottenham Hotspurs, I think they've got a new manager in now. Tudor's gone. So again, they could have a manager bounce. They could kick on and actually pick up some points now. But on the flip side, I feel like maybe the players have already checked out. And if they've already checked out and they're already thinking, it doesn't matter if they get relegated, I'm getting a move anyway. That can then be another issue for Spurs. Who do I say? I'm gonna I'm gonna say Tottenham. Tottenham are going down. Tottenham are going down. But again, this can go to the final day. It's gonna be madness, absolute madness. But yeah, my prediction is Tottenham will go down with Wolves and with Burnley. I only think that Tottenham will go down because that's the only way that they're gonna be able to overshadow Arsenal. Because in 5-10 years' time, no one's gonna be like, oh, do you remember the season when Arsenal won? No, they're gonna be like, do you remember the season when Spurs got relegated? That's a bigger story. I'll say it right now. Spurs getting relegated is a bigger story than Arsenal winning the Premier League. Write me in the comments if you want, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But listen, do me a favor. Who do you think is going down? Let me know in the comments. Spurs, West Ham, Forest, anyone else that you think, it could be Leeds. Yeah, it could be anyone. Let me know who you think in the comments below. Please make sure you subscribe. This relegation battle is gonna explode. It's going to. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been your host, Rai. It's a football rap show. Peace!